Now, when I look at a Star Wars film, the number one thing that I'm really looking for is either, of course, land battles, space battles, action sequences, and lightsaber duels, as well as, of course, the moments between some of the heroes and the villains talking to each other. This is Mike Zero. If you guys are new to the channel, do make sure to subscribe to see future Star Wars content. Now, what's really intriguing about J.J. Abrams when it comes to this movie, for, of course, Episode 9, we do know that he's bringing in a lot of action into this movie, and basically, Episode 9, the overall theme is going to be a war to end all wars and an all-out war. So it's going to be a very chaotic film with a lot of sacrifices and losses. Now, these past couple of weeks or so, we've been learning a whole lot more about this film when it comes to some of the set leaks, the set designs, the concept art and storyboard descriptions, etc. One of which has all to do with a moment between both Kylo Ren and Rey in one of the major action sequences. Specifically, a description of Rey inside of her starfighter that is described to be an E-Wing. It said that Rey is chasing 4 new TIE designs that have blue afterburners and shoot yellow lasers as opposed to green. The next goes over Kylo inside of his new TIE fighter design, shooting down 2 B-Wings by use of a pair of missiles. Another goes over glimpses of a large superweapon initiating a large blast toward one of the bases on the jungle world. It said the magnitude of the explosion is similar to when the Death Star fired at Jedha in Rogue One, A Star Wars Story. Lastly, a sequence of Rey entering the interior of one of the weapons and using EMP-like bombs and dropping them on top of a reactor. However, it's described that this only takes down its shields, where A-Wings eventually come in to attack. So I want to go over a couple of parts about this major space battle sequence. Now, you guys may have heard about this before in the past, that this space battle sequence in Episode 9 is going to be as chaotic as the one that we saw in Revenge of the Sith, the battle over Coruscant, and of course the battle of Scarif and Endor combined into one major battle. So the first thing that I do want to go over is, of course, how Rey apparently has an E-Wing in Episode 9. Now, we do know that in the Poe Dameron comics, they made the E-Wings actually canon under Disney. So that's one thing to look forward to in this movie, is that not only are we getting X-Wings and, of course, regular TIE fighters, but we're also getting new starfighter designs that we have never seen before on screen. And also, we're also going to be getting the B-Wings coming back into play here for Episode 9. So, the thing here is this, what really does interest me is how Kylo Ren does have a new TIE fighter design in which he eventually shoots down 2 B-Wings by use of a pair of missiles, and another goes over glimpses of a large superweapon initiating a large blast towards one of the blasts on the jungle world. So, the thing here, we do know that there's going to be numerous different, super weapons in Episode 9, which I honestly believe are going to be the World Devastators. In case you guys have no idea what the World Devastators are, they are a thing taken directly from the EU and Legends material, in which they are these large machines that are basically able to terraform or basically restructure the surface of a planet and do what they need to do in order to get the job done. So I believe that this is Disney's way of basically giving us newer versions of the World Devastators in Episode 9. Now, the other sequence that I do want to go over is Rey entering the interior of one of these super weapons and using EMP-like bombs and dropping them on top of a reactor. Now, doing so, it actually just basically shuts down the shields around these super weapons that actually make them vulnerable to attack by the Resistance and whoever else is involved in this battle, such as Maz Kanata and her space pirates, etc. So, I'm honestly getting very excited for this space battle. It sounds like that JJ is really trying very hard at this movie, that this space battle is going to be very fast-paced, which we heard about before in the past, that this space battle is going to be basically the fastest-paced space battle that we have ever seen in the Star Wars sequel trilogy. If you look at The Last Jedi, right, the whole entire space battle sequence in Episode 8, it was very slow with the bombers, right, approaching the First Order Star Destroyer, taking it out. It's a very slow-paced space battle. So now going into Episode 9, we're going to get something that the fans have been asking for years in the sequel trilogy, is of course a proper space battle between both light and dark, Kylo Ren and Rey, as well as introducing new designs such as an E-Wing, and of course new versions of the B-Wings and A-Wings. Now, we do know that this movie takes place roughly 1 year after the events of The Last Jedi, so We know that Kylo Ren actually recovered some of the new ships and some of the new Star Destroyer designs on an unknown world that he actually found by some of the abandoned plans by Emperor Palpatine, from what we actually heard about a couple of weeks ago. And that's exactly how he basically builds his new order so fast within just 1 year. You know, 1 year isn't that long in between the events of these two movies. If you look at all of the other films, we've had larger gaps, right? So now you can see the parallels. You can see that J.J. Abrams is trying to basically give us another version of the Battle of Endor. If you look at the Battle of Endor, that was a crazy space battle, but he's really taking it to the next level. This one's described to be a mixture of the Battle of Scarif, the Battle of Endor, and the battle over Coruscant from Revenge of the Sith. Honestly, guys, I am very excited to see exactly what kind of sacrifices and losses we will be seeing in this movie, who's going to make it out alive and who's not going to make it out alive, and exactly how this film is going to end with this major space battle. Anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.